What's up there guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Derail Valley. So last time we arrived at Machine Factory in town, we've come here really to collect the engine for our DE6 that we're going to be restoring, but we are going to be taking more jobs on our way back. I want to show you a little tip for collection here in Machine Factory, so yeah, please do grab yourself a drink, let's hit the rails. Right then guys, so we've got two locos here. We've got the DE6, which is borrowed basically, which we're going to have to clear the fees for if we want to get any further licenses. We've also got the DH4, which is our own. So yeah, what we're going to do is, we're not going to manually service it yet. Oh, she doesn't want to start because we've got the power off. Right, okay. Let's just get in here. Right, I'm just going to switch that remote off. It is actually already off. Okay, perfect. Right, let's get it fired up. Whoa. Okay, all sorts of craziness to start us off here. Let's get some lights on. Internal lights as well. Well, these are back. Throw that like that. And she will move back nicely for us there. Oh no, she won't. Why is she still connected? I thought I disconnected her there. That's weird. I guess I didn't. We're already off to a roaring start. Right, let's hop up in here then. Okay, so what I'm going to do is reconfigure us a little bit here and get us turned round. But let's not forget we're here to collect a DE6 engine. We've also got a couple of military jobs lined up for us. Okay, so to save fuel, I'm just going to dump her here for a sec. We'll shut her down. Right, let's get the DH4. It might not be totally obvious what I'm doing here, but we do have a couple of jobs, like I said. So what I'm going to do is talk you through it. I'm hoping this one is disconnected, for goodness sake. Ah, we've got a parking brake on, I guarantee it. Hold on. Oh no, she disconnected there. Right, I'm glad she's not moving because that's not what I wanted. So we used the remote to disconnect there. And the problem with that is that it's thrown a bit of a spanner in the works there, hasn't it? So let's just see what we're connected to and what we're not connected to. So we are connected there. And there. We don't want to be connected here, which we are, right? Again, this is a little bit of complexity, but off she goes now. Right, so this is the trailer that we're going to be using for the DE6 engine. And I've got a job to take some trams to Harbour Town and some tanks. Now we're going to have to turn round, and we're going to do that by actually using the military lane anyway. So we're going to back into the loading bay, which is actually where we've put the DE6. And in doing so, we'll pull the DE6 with us. And I'll show you why. Because we're going to basically use the DE6 to pull the tanks out. So at the end of the last episode, I said sometimes you have issues with taking orders from Machine Factory military base because it thinks once you've pulled those out of there and pulled them to, say, the top of the hill over there, it thinks that you are trying to leave the area when you're not. So what we're going to do is use the DE6 for that part while we prepare the trams, and we're going to put it all together nicely. somehow, which I haven't quite figured out yet. It might be that we validate our orders before we put the last pieces of the puzzle together. That's going to take time, obviously. We've got 73 minutes and 72 minutes, so we've got over an hour to deliver. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm getting the DE6 and I'm going to pull her so that we're not using fuel for this next bit, because why not save a little bit of fuel? Okay, hopefully this couple button will release her parking brake as well. Okay, yeah, she didn't like being pushed like that. Like, did you hear how angry she got? Okay, her independent brake's on, isn't it? Okay. And this is open as well, which doesn't help. See how that is now putting the brakes on? So there we go. Right, we're stopping here to load this car with the engine that we've bought. So we'll hit load. There we go. So what does she look like? There's the engine. That's class. That is a thing of beauty, right? So what engine is that? If we go to the DE6, it's a V12. Fantastic. So 6 cylinders on each side. Marvellous. Great stuff. I love that. Right, okay, so we're going forward now. Okay, so the plan is here. We're currently in Sea Yard. We're going to go forward up to here. Reverse into military base where the DE6 will grab the tanks. We will go forward with the DH4 out of there, so we're now facing the right direction. We'll reverse back into B, grab the trams, and then we will pull forward to here. The DE6 will pull forward to around about there or something, and then we'll aim to link it all together once we've validated, so there's no problem with the game thinking that we're trying to take things out of the military base. Job's a good un. So yeah, so this line here that we're crossing over will be reversing in here in a sec, but obviously it's kind of a crisscross pattern. The other thing is as well, if you get the trams and take them all the way up here, does it think that you've taken them out of the area because you're basically going to be quite a way out there before you start reversing back in? You know what I mean? So that's not really an option either. I think that's right. Yeah, to take us into E, which is the military side of things. Yeah, so when we get back to Harbour, we'll manually service this DE6 and get rid of a bit, like in terms of like, you know, say our goodbyes and whatever, and then we'll be on to our next step, which will be to take our engine back and do up our own DE6 for service. Oh, that's actually correct. So that's a shunting job, that one. Actually, we will push the DE6 in here, but then we'll be departing. Alright, all connected up, but obviously not for us, so for the DE6 we will throw on some independent, just to hold her there. She should be fine with those tanks, she's not going anywhere. We will disconnect and hope that we don't fall through this floor like we have done in this military base before. I'm going to throw this switch up here. Actually, I'll do it here. For the sake of sanity. We will be coming out here and heading that way. Once we get past this switch, we'll reverse and it'll be into B. I'm not too sure which lane the trams are in, but that will be our next manoeuvre, so let's do that. Whoa. Alright, we'll see you soon, D6. Got an engine for your big sister here. Duck. See you later. Okay, so we got the DH4, the steamer 282, the DE2 and DE6, and another DE2 behind there. Okay, let's back her up. Alright. So I'm assuming this is the right order of trams because I think there is only one. So 5, 6, yes. Right, let's pull her forward as much as we dare. Oops. Okay. I don't want it to go as fast as that, actually. Just a tiny bit forward. Just rolling, like, a tiny bit. Like that. Right, perfect. Right. Let's get back to our DE6. Okay, we're going to have 2 trains rolling here. It should be quite fun. Right, we're going to do some validation. So while she's coming forward... Now, can we validate this here? Yes, we can. I'm going to put everything on uncouple. So the tanks are going into B7I. Oh, that is military base. And the trams are going into E8I. Right. Okay, the trams are barely moving. These guys look flying though. Because the DE6 is just crazy, isn't she? Yeah, those trams have come to a stop. See if we can spot them. I think that was them. Yep. See, I'm controlling the remote there because I want to be quick to link these 2 trains together, basically. Where's the trams? There they are. Okay, here they come. Okay, hopefully we've left enough space there. Wow, that was fun. That was it. That was so much fun. Where's the last one? I think it's that one. And they're heading downhill now, so... Alright, we're connected. So, engine is on. This cutout needs switching. All brakes are off. She's in forward. Remote is going to be in receive mode. Everything else is good back there as far as I know. Remote up here should be hopefully on and in transmit mode. And then when we set off from here, release the train brake and get a bit of power on. Oops. Again, stuck in the caboose. There we go. Everything's good. We're all happy. Everything's working well. So I would like to have a fairly swift run back to Harbour if possible. Now, we need to make sure that that switch is thrown that way. So that's a starting point. As far as our other switches, everything else should be good. Just checking our speed there. Because we came this way, didn't we? So we're literally just going back the same way. So all of our other switches should be all good. So we can push her up. I mean, it's 60 here. Sounds a bit rough, but it is 60. The limit is 60 through here. And then 80 here. So that fan isn't simulated, is it? You can hear it. Right, we don't want to be going any faster than 80 through here. In fact, it's 60 here. Wow. Okay. Brakes, 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 please. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Wowzers. Yeah, look at those trams flying around that corner. Wow, I hate the caboose for that. You can't get out. Like, you know, it's just... I keep the door open on it anyway. All right. Yeah, we do want to get paid because, as I said, I want to unlock that military 3 or... Is it hazmat 3? I can't remember which one we unlocked now. In fact, we can go in the caboose and check. We can go in the caboose and see which licenses we need. Sorry, I don't know why I found that amusing. We could do it. Let's see. Now it won't let us in. So after all the times that it's kind of made life difficult for us, where are we now? We're in a tram. Are you joking? Okay, I'm not going to drive this entire trip from a tram. Are you joking? Need to get out of here. Let me out. Right, guys, I need to get out of here. How did I get stuck in this tram? Oh, my days. Wow. Wowzers. Honestly, that was so scary. Well, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. I could have loaded, reloaded, but still, it's not exactly the point, is it? Alright, 30 limit here then, after that drama, wow. So the tram hall is going to be a big pier, that one, isn't it? Even the tanks is decent. Just waiting for these trams to feed round here. Oh, they're on now. Because it's got tanks at the end. Anyway, yeah, I was going to go in here, wasn't I, to check to see what licenses we needed. Ah, so it's just Hazmat 3 that we've got outstanding on as far as the normal licenses before we get into speed. Steam, I mean. So we've got a right followed by a right through the switches. It's a nice view up here, like. Actually, you know what? I didn't check before we set off. The fuel. Okay, we've got half a tank. A tiny bit of brake there. Yeah, the thing is we can't just unlock that license either because we'd have to clear the fees for the DE6 that we've borrowed, 30 here. Okay, the train's pretty much round there now. Got to climb here now. Should be no problem at all with the DE6 on the back. Again, into the caboose, even though I wanted to just move back a little bit. And I'm not going down there with those trams ever again in my life. that hot warning's coming on, isn't it, in a sec? You just know fine well it is. 40 limit here anyway. Yeah, it's the uphill 40 limit. It's kind of like, what a nightmare, you know? Beautiful climb though. So there we go. So when we get in the harbour, we'll be unloading those tanks, that's for sure. And I think we'll just peel the DE6 off the back to do that. Just reverse. I mean, again, we could just do the whole thing with the remote though, which is, again, you know, I'm still thinking in that mindset of how great it would be to reverse using the DE6 when we've got the remote. That's farm there, isn't it? That's where we were a number of episodes ago now, where we stood on the very top of there, like Assassin's Creed. Great view from up there, like. There you go, fantastic view. Great sounds. I'm going to open both doors actually. 60 limit here, we've got switches, so 50 for us. All good. And then we've got what? 70, so yeah, not a problem. Yeah, temperature warning again. It's gone off again. Decent bit of speed now, like. Okay, so we've got a sweeping left followed by a harder right. So you just need to be mindful of that. 70 k's we're doing, so it's not exactly fast, but it's worth consideration. 100k speed limit here. Yeah, that sweep is coming up, so we'll just ease back a little bit. .70 limit. .80 limit, but I think it's gonna drop. Can't remember exactly. 70 it says. So yeah, they're both 70 those turns. About to be heading through a switch and then a hard-ish right. Sure, it said 70 there. What was all that track noise for? Heading through some switches where we're pretty much straight on. I would just imagine launching her off that side by accident. So a 60k limit here, which is exactly what we're doing. .60 for us off to the right. Just letting her cruise. 70 here. 60. .40. Okay, good progress. Into another tunnel. I don't think we're that far away from Harbour now. I recognise all this stuff. Climbed out of here a few times. .60 limit. So yeah, so the plan is offload, manually service the DE6 and DH4. At least the DE6, sorry, because she's the one carrying fees. Need to be cleared before we can get the license. Get the last military license. Take our V12 back to City South for installation into our own DE6. potentially repair her. We probably won't have enough money to do all that. We've got enough now for the license, but bear in mind we've got to clear the fees and then buy the license. We're probably going to have enough for that with these jobs if we get the time bonus, which we should do. Oh. Need some break. Yeah, it should probably cost an absolute fortune for our own DE6 after we've installed the engine to repair. Probably over 100,000. So what's that? 290,000, say, for the license. Wait, we know that is for the license. 100,000, say, to repair the DE6. Plus fees. Call those 30,000. We probably would have enough to do that, actually. It depends how much the repair of the DE6 is. So we'll see. We might not have quite enough. We don't want to be spending all of our money, or like every single last penny as well. So it might be worth. Yeah, we're always looking for good value jobs, aren't we? So. Yeah, we've got a 40 here. And here we are, guys, anyway. The beautiful Harbour Town. Yeah, about to unlock our last license and maybe grab ourselves a delivery to a military base at some point soon. Maybe some of that nuclear stuff, because that's the high paying stuff, like really high paying. You're talking like, I think I saw one job and it was like 3 nuclear fuel deliveries to military base. 3 cars, it was like 80,000, 80 or 90,000. So it's well worth getting that license unlocked. Right, so, like I said, our first drop here is going to be military base, so it's B7I, which, if we go to Harbour again, I can't believe we're back here already. We want to swing around that side, I think, to reverse into B, and 7I is directly straight on there. So it depends. No, we definitely want to reverse in there. There's no two ways about it. I'd love to see a DE2, like the DE2 scrap version kicking around here. It's the only one that we haven't found. Anyway, this is the switch that we want to be passing, so we'll hop down. Alright, we'll get these babies in here. I think everything's set correctly. B7I. There's nothing in here, so that's a good start. B7I. Absolutely spot on. And there's your tanks, military guys and girls. We'll take our DE6 with us. What I'll do is... right, we'll let those guys get going. While we get paid. So there's a nice 58,000 pretty much. Thank you. So we're back up to 350,000, so we've made a bit of decent money. In fact, what jobs are here? So there's a shunting for the tanks, and then just a military base. Logistics. Of all the times, there's no jobs here for anything decent military-wise. Wow. Right, so we want to be down the far end now. So, Harbour, we'll go back to A once we get down to this part. Now the question is, are we reversing into E or are we going straight? Now, where do we want to actually be in E? We want to be in E8I. So what we could do is, obviously, go and have a quick look. There's nothing in 8I, so that's great. Making sure she wasn't flying. So 8I, we're going to throw that switch. So yeah, we'll be straight in there. And here she comes. Just make sure there's no other switches set strangely. No. Come to think of it, I'm sure we've seen the DE2. I keep saying the same thing. I'm sure we've seen the scrap version somewhere, you know. And I just can't remember where it is now. To be honest with you, with this section now, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something a bit cheeky here. I'm going to disconnect the DE6 and switch her off. Because she can go for manual service in here. We don't necessarily need her. Ooh. She's offline anyway. I think it's because I jammed her into forward or something. Yeah, I think I put her forward when she was reversing. So she wouldn't have like that. But she can stop. And to be honest with you, she's flying there. Checking again. E8I. Good. What a great run again. Enjoyed that thoroughly. Yeah, it's really getting fun, this game now, in terms of we've been up and down the map in quick succession, and the runs are getting easier. More of the cryo oxygen there. Same over there. I think it is anyway. Might not be. I mean, we can certainly see what jobs are going here, but we've got an engine to take back. There's cars here. I bet you there's a shunting job where you've got to collect a few different sets of cars. I bet you there's some others somewhere. We should be pretty much in here though. Do we hit uncouple? What happens? So the uncouple button actually doesn't do us any great favours, because it just disconnects this part, which is not what we want actually. We don't want that part disconnected. We'll put the parking brake on. We'll also switch that off. I'm happy with everything there for now. We need to take this engine with us. We must not forget that. Wow, just imagine leaving that behind. 30,000 quid's worth of engine. Right, let's go and get paid. I think still here from when we were here. 138,500. Thank you. Alright, so fees wise, we've got the DE6 outstanding. So I think it would be wise to get that cleared first, with the manual servicing. So we'll do that next, and then we'll take our engine back, and that'll be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit me with a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to see more videos like this, of course. And yeah, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified of up and coming releases. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you guys again soon.